take you back to the start of what was supposed to be a dream vacation. So picture this. We're on an overnight flight from Washington, D.C., headed to Greece. Our entire family is buzzing with excitement, knowing that by morning, we'll be in Greece, soaking up the sun and kicking off 2 weeks of pure adventure. Now, the plan was very simple. Just a quick 1 hour layover in Copenhagen, and then a short hop over to Greece, and voila, vacation mode activated. But as life loves to remind us, plans can go sideways anytime. So we touched down in Copenhagen only to be hit with the news that our connecting flight was canceled. And the next one, it wasn't for another 12 hours. So all of a sudden, our dream vacation was stuck in limbo with 3 jet-lagged teenagers who were less than thrilled to be there. My husband and I were faced with a choice. Do we sit around and let these 12 hours drag on painfully slow? Or do we try to turn this hiccup into a little adventure of its own? Of course, we chose adventure, but we had a tiny problem. We had no clue where to go or what to do, and we didn't speak a word of Danish. Now, normally I'm the one who's planning every single detail when we travel. But this time, obviously, we're flying by the seat of our pants. And let me tell you, I personally was completely out of my comfort zone. Now, I'm sure you can imagine the situation. We're standing there staring at this confusing public transit ticketing machine, trying to figure out how to get downtown. Everyone's tired and frustrated. And honestly, we were just about ready to give up and head back to the airport. That's when this young guy comes up to us to offer to help us out. Now, he must have seen us struggling. Now, as we started talking, we learned that not only he was from US, coincidentally, he was also from our hometown. So instantly, everything changed for us. What had been a very stressful situation became instant relief. So not only he helped us figure out how to get where we wanted to go, but he also offered to be our tour guide of a day and take us around to see some key sites in the city before helping us get back to the airport. Now, here's my question for you. Why did we trust him so quickly? I mean, in a foreign country, a total stranger comes up to you and says, just follow me, I'll take you around. And the 5 of us just follow along without giving it a second thought. Well, because in an unfamiliar place, that shared background made him feel like someone we could trust. He wasn't a stranger, he was familiar, and that made all the difference. And that's exactly what I want to talk to you about today. In the same manner, in the same way that young man's familiarity built trust for us in a foreign country, in a foreign city, your marketing can do the same for your audience. When you clearly and consistently communicate who you are, you communicate your values, your beliefs, your mission, you become that familiar, trusted face in an often very confusing and very overwhelming marketplace. In the previous video, we explored what it means to market your truth and why is it the critical piece in today's oversaturated and skeptical climate. Today, I want us to go deeper into how leading with your why and your purpose that can help you build trust and attract the right people to your business. But first, I want to ask you a question. How many different marketing strategies have you come across in the last month? How many things have popped into your inbox or onto your social media feeds? For me, the 2 that stood out were the lead assassin social media strategy and airbrush content marketing formula. Now, I'm sure you've seen at least several very similar and very exciting type of marketing strategies yourself. I mean, we can't help it. It's in our faces every single day. The problem is that when we're not thriving in our businesses, we get tempted to try these shiny and blingy promises that are often disguised as marketing strategies. And you and I both know that 99% of times, these high promises, they just don't work. They're distractions that actually pull us further away from doing what's truly effective. But what if, instead of chasing the newest trick or tactic, we focus on making every touch point with our prospects intentional, with only one goal in mind, helping them to get to know who we are, what we stand for, and what we believe in. And I'm not talking about superficial stuff like Do you like sourdough bread? Oh my gosh, me too. Or do you hate black cats? Oh gosh, me too. Now, maybe these type of things might make you more relatable or approachable. They don't necessarily lead to enrollments. I'm talking about something deeper, soul searching, personal discovery. It's about peeling back the layers of who you are and why you do what you do. And by the way, this isn't about knowing your business inside and out. It's about understanding your core beliefs, your values, and the experiences that drive you, that drives your business. Imagine sitting down and truly reflecting on what led you to this path. What moments in your life sparked that passion? What values do you hold so deeply that they shape every decision that you make? It's about getting in touch with the essence of your purpose, the why behind every action, every choice, and every goal. And let me tell you something. This kind of introspection isn't always easy. It does require you to dig into your motivations, confront your fears, and embrace your unique story. But it's in this process of self-discovery that you find the clarity and authenticity that sets you apart from everyone else in your niche and in your industry. When you connect with this deeper purpose, your marketing transforms. It stops being surface level tactics and becomes a genuine expression of who you are. It's about sharing your truth, your journey, and your mission in a way that resonates with everyone else, with other people who shares your values. It's about understanding the why behind the what. Why do you do what you do? What beliefs, what values, what missions drove you to solve this particular problem that you're solving today? For example, just last week, I enrolled a new client who had found my book, my Service First Framework book online, which is a very, very short read. So within 2 days, he had finished the book and decided to book a paid consultation with me. Now, we weren't even halfway through the call when he asked, Ellie, how can I work with you so I can get your help implementing your recommendations? Now, I know for a fact that he didn't need any convincing. In fact, I'm willing to bet that he had made up his mind long before he showed up to that call. And by the way, this isn't an isolated incident. It happens on a regular basis in my business. Why? Because everything that I put out there, my content, my book, my messaging, my website content, everything that I put out there is fully aligned with who I am. It's fully aligned with my values, my beliefs, my purpose. Everything's clear and consistent. And that consistency builds familiarity and trust with the right people who share the same beliefs, same values, and same vision as me. This is what happens when you lead with your why. Your marketing stops being about chasing people or convincing them to work with you. Instead, it becomes about showing up, being fully yourself, and sharing your truth. And the right people, those who resonate with the person that you are naturally drawn to you. Now, what I have found out is that when your marketing is aligned with your purpose, it solves two major problems. Number one, marketing becomes less unpredictable and becomes very, very clear about who you are for and who you are not for. You're speaking directly to the people who share your values and are in alignment with your beliefs. And number two, it becomes easier for the right people to find you. It's like you have this invisible and very, very powerful antenna attached to your head. The people who resonate with your approach are drawn to you. They're the ones who reach out to you, asking how they can work with you. And this happens because of a psychological principle called the mere exposure effect. Our brains are wired to feel safer and more comfortable with what's familiar. In fact, we trust what's familiar more than we trust our own logic. Let me repeat that again. We trust what's familiar more than we trust our own logic, just like we trusted that young man in Copenhagen. For all we know, this could have been some elaborate scam to lure us into a back alley and harvest our organs. But we didn't even give it a second thought. We trusted him because in a foreign country, he was familiar. And in marketing, This principle works the same way. When you consistently express your values, your beliefs, your why, your audience begins to feel like they know you. They trust you before you even had a conversation with them. Just like my client who felt ready to work with me after reading my book. So here's what I want you to think about. Why do you do what you do? What beliefs and values have shaped the way that you approach your work? For me, it's purpose. My purpose is to help people turn their wisdom into impact because I know that by helping one person, I'm creating a ripple effect of positive change in the world around me. For example, when I help a client bring harmony and joy into the lives of parents with kids on the spectrum, I know I'm part of something bigger. Or when I help a client bring peace to grieving parents, I know my work is making a difference. The way I see it is this. If every year I help 50 people turn their wisdom into impact, and those 50 people go on to help 50 more people, that means 2,500 lives are improved because of what I do. That fulfillment and that impact gives my life purpose. And because of that, I only work with people who have a deep purpose themselves. My strategies only work for those people. They're not a one-off quick fix type of approaches. They're designed to build connection and trust with the goal of one thing, impacting lives for the better. So the formula that I want to give you here is this. First, you need to get this clear about who you are for and who you are not for. And then lead with that and let the right people find you. So again, let me ask you a question. Why do you do what you do? When you answer that truthfully, when you really do some soul searching to see what beliefs, what values, experiences, or personality traits brought you to this place, it changes everything about your marketing. You stop trying to be everything to everyone and start attracting the people who share the same mission, the same belief and values as you. So as you think about your own marketing, remember this one thing. It's not about being the loudest or the flashiest. It's about being consistent and true to who you are, to what you believe, to who you are for. When you lead with your why, you become the trusted guide for your audience. So spend some time to get to the core of your why. And in my opinion, this soul searching isn't just a one-time exercise. It's an ongoing journey. As you grow and evolve, so does your understanding of your why. Use it as your inner compass and let that guide all your marketing decisions. I promise not only you create a business that fulfills you, but it's also impactful, aligned, and brings you financial abundance. That's been my experience and the experience of those who've adopted this methodology and this principle. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of Marketing Your Truth. If you found this video valuable, I'd love for you to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the future videos. And be sure to leave a comment below. I love reading them and connecting with you. And remember, keep leading with your why and watch how everything else falls into place for you.